Por point lagi para na sure.
Good morning, all of you. Good morning, Sasmita. Morning, Puspa. Good morning, Sikha. I hope audio and video both are working fine. So, please confirm. So, today is 15th of May. We will see today's current affairs. Okay, thank you. So, let's start today's session. The first, today's news. Denmark chairs the Arctic Council. Arctic Council also we have seen few days back. So, there is a possibility they can ask in prelims. So, Arctic Council is very important as far as prelims point of view. We need to see all those detailed facts. What are the countries are members, those who are countries sharing the border, everything. Sarapchu Conservation Reserve, environmental or ecology. India's E-West scenario, again environment. Yala Glacier, again related to geography and environment. US 09, Restart 1B. One-liner, change in the date of Ayurveda Day. PMO, Prime Minister's Office through the years. This is one-liner. Former Defense Secretary Ajay Kumar. 3 nanometer chip design center inaugurated. Operation Killer. And apart from this, we have few Odisha related news as well. Okay. So, chalantu start kariba. Denmark chairs the Arctic Council. So, let's see. In May 2025, the Kingdom of Denmark will assume the chairmanship of the Arctic Council as well as the chairmanship of the Sustainable Development Working Group. The chairman of the Sustainable Development Working Group for the period of 25-27. So, for the next 2 years, Denmark would be the chairperson of the Arctic Council, number one. Number two, it's chairman of the Sustainable Development Working Group. The main task and focus of the SDWG is to advance sustainable development and improve the environmental, economic, social conditions of indigenous people and Arctic communities. Arctic is in news or why there is so much of interest in the Arctic region only because of the resources, because every country is running after the resources in the sense oil and natural gas. Okay, that means the energy resources are there. So that is the reason those countries are running after this Arctic. So there is an Arctic Council as well. The Arctic Council and intergovernmental. What is the meaning of intergovernmental forum? Between the government. Intergovernmental forum means between the government or among the government. Okay. Formed in 1996. So it was formed in 1996. As you must have seen the previous year question of OPSC OCS prelims. So generally, or sometimes they ask also, in which year the following organization has been formed. Let's say SARC kebe hitila, ASEAN, the formation, the year of formation of ASEAN, Arctic Council, jemti ame dekhuche. So the Arctic Council, which was formed in 1996 through the Ottawa Declaration. Again, another important fact, Ottawa Declaration. They can ask you, which of the following is related to Ottawa Declaration? Which of the following is related to Ottawa Declaration? Again, that is Arctic Council. Aims to promote, what are the aspects? Environmental protection, sustainable development, and indigenous rights in the Arctic region. Environmental protection, sustainable development, and indigenous rights in the Arctic region. These are broad objectives. It is not concerned with military and security issues. Categorically, this has been mentioned. Option that is the reason we have categorically, or specifically, we are highlighting these are not for the military security issues. Okay, because these days you must have seen the geopolitical scenario of the country or of the world. So this organization is not dealing with the military or security issue. Founded in 1996, as we have discussed, intergovernmental forum, not linked to military security issues. Mandate, let's see, promote cooperation, environmental protection, sustainable development, indigenous rights, Arctic region. This is important. Member countries. Who are those member countries? First one is Russia. Second one is USA. Third is Canada. Fourth is Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. Okay, Russia, US, Canada, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. And permanent participants. Okay, who are those permanent participants? 6 indigenous organizations represented. 6 indigenous organizations represented, permanent participants. So, countries you have to remember, and just let me mention this. And these countries are sharing border with the Arctic region, or they are close to Arctic region, simply you can say. You can see the map, Russia, US, Canada, that means North America, both these countries, Denmark, the northern part of the Europe, Finland also, Iceland, you can see something northern part of the North America, and Norway, Sweden. Again, these two are the northern European country. Okay, so from Europe you can see Europe Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Sweden. These 4 countries. North America you can see US and Canada, and Iceland is another country, and Russia, because Eurasia, Russia. So these 7 countries, okay, these 7 countries are members of the Arctic Council. Permanent participant, 6 indigenous organizations. Okay, observers. Who are the observers? Last time also I have discussed with you what is the position or what exactly the role of the observer. They are not the members. They are only invited during a particular summit or conference. Their job is to only observe. Their job is to only observe. So 38 states, non-state organizations, India observer since 2013. So there are 38 state and non-state organizations. So India is an observer since 2013. So India has an interest in this, but India, you may not know, in future, if they expand their membership, if they say, let's include other members as well, so there could be a possibility. First, they will choose from the observer states. So India is in that observer states. Okay, but right now, only these 7 countries are members of the Arctic Council. Clear? Recent tensions and geopolitical perspective, let's see. Geopolitical tensions have increased in the Arctic region, particularly following US President Donald Trump's effort to annex Greenland. Right? This is something very crucial. So, what you call the oldest democratic country is trying to annex Greenland. 7 members countries halted cooperation with Russia after 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. So it's a kind of SARC-like organization. SARC problem code. Since India, Pakistan are the 2 enemy countries are the member of the SARC. So SARC is considered as a jammed vehicle. That means it's not moving, it's not working, it's not functioning. So similar kind of situation you can see here. Among the 7 members, one of them is Russia. And Russia, due to invade or this war between the Russia and Ukraine, these other 6 countries are not cooperating with the Russia. So since they are not cooperating, so any such, you would say, the functional aspect of Arctic Council is not working. Okay. Standstill position. Russia was previously the largest Arctic member and former chair of the Arctic Council. You can't ignore Russia, such a huge country you cannot ignore. Resourceful, powerful country. Strategic importance of the Arctic. Why these countries are interested in Arctic region. Climate change and ice melting is one factor. Climate change and ice melting. Why? Because of rise in average temperature of the earth. Because of rise in average temperature of the earth, so ice or glacier melting is one of the effect of this. As a result, since Arctic ice is melting rapidly due to global warming, making possible the discovery of new shipping routes and natural resources. Possible of new shipping routes, then trade route can be shorter. If you see the present time, you can just imagine from Europe to, let's say, South Asia to the East Asia, they have to take a long route. If Arctic Council would be the new trade route, if ice melting would be there, and easily trade route can be discovered, and that will shorter the duration, so shorter the cost, there will be more trade among countries. This is one aspect. Second aspect is, since ice is melting, so new exploration of resources, natural resources, oil and natural gas. New maritime trade route. The Northern Sea route could reduce shipping time and cost between the Europe and Asia by 40%. I think, suppose this part is the Europe one. From Europe, Suez Canal, they are coming to Indian Ocean. Again, they are through this Malacca Strait, they are moving to the Southeast Asia. Now, what they can do? Simply, they will prefer this route. So this will be definitely a shorter one and reduce the 40% cost. Okay, 40%, challenging traditional sea routes such as the Suez Canal and Malacca Strait. And second aspect is, in Malacca Strait, when they are moving this part of the world, there is a threat from China as well. So they are also fighting with that angle, with that dimension. But they will start like trading, so they can avoid the China threat. But China is something very dominating in the South China Sea, which is like connecting route Pacific or Indian Ocean with it. Right? Geopolitical competition. Russia is expanding its military and economic presence in the Arctic. The US and China are increasing their strategic involvement in the region. Russia is expanding its military and economic presence because they are very Arctic Council. If you see the map, they're very close. I mean, Russia is sharing the border. If Russia will not militarize that zone, there could be a possibility these other members are part of this NATO group as well. Sweden, Finland, they are the recent joinee of the NATO group. So they can militarize that zone. That means Russia can feel that threat that NATO is Russia's at the doorstep. So this could be a geopolitical tension. So Russia is highly militarizing those regions, expanding military and economic presence in the Arctic. The US and China are increasing their strategic involvement in the region. Of course, China is in also competition. You cannot ignore China in this present time. China presents itself the Arctic's neighboring state. You can see this term. Only the bordering countries, bordering regions are part of it. But China is also in race by saying what? We are neighboring state. You can't ignore us. Investing in Arctic infrastructure and research. So China is also in competition. Okay. Greenland's strategic location. Greenland's location near the North Atlantic and Arctic Ocean has increased US interest in its military and energy strategy. And as we have discussed, Trump is also planning to annex Greenland. So they are choosing Greenland's location near the North Atlantic and Arctic Ocean because of the US interest in military and energy security. Energy is sometimes we have, I think you must have seen in the few years back, when everyone is saying the water is something would be the cause behind the Third World War. That could be a possibility, no one can expect. The kind of geopolitical tension is evolving or emerging in this world. But similarly, if you see energy security or energy is something also could be that aspect. The country which is having the control over the energy, that country will rule over this world. So there could be a possibility with respect to that. So everyone is running after that energy security. Energy and resource potential. The Arctic is estimated to have 13% of unknown oil and 30% unknown gas reserves. So everyone is expecting 13% unknown oil and 30% unknown gas reserve, with increasing access to which Arctic has become an area of resource diplomacy. So it's resource diplomacy. Obviously, one country cannot have all these resources. They will share definitely, but who will get that largest share? Let's, we will see that in future. Moving to the next. Sarap Chew Conservation Reserve. Sarap Chew Conservation Reserve is an important protected area located in the Spiti Valley, Himachal Pradesh. Important protected area located in the Spiti Valley, Himachal Pradesh, notified under Section 36A of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Okay, Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Its main objective is to protect the snow leopard. Snow leopard you will find in the Himalayan state, and the color of the snow leopard is kind of white with slightly or little bit of darkish color. So they, in their body, they have this fur to protect them from winter. Okay, so protect the snow leopard and other Himalayan fauna, as well as preserve important wildlife corridors. Okay, Sarap Chew Conservation Reserve. Area 1585 square kilometer. 1585 square kilometer, considered India's largest conservation reserve. Boundaries: the reserve adjoins Ladakh, Kiber Wildlife Sanctuary. Ladakh is in, I think you know this Union Territory, it's now Union Territory, and Kiber Wildlife Sanctuary, Kabjima Nala, and Chandratal Wildlife Sanctuary. So it something adjoins UG, Ladakh, Kiber Wildlife Sanctuary it's also covering, Kabjima is also covering, and Chandratal. So that is the reason it has a large area of 1585 square kilometer. 1585 square kilometer. Importance is what? It connects the Kiber and Chandratal sanctuaries and serves as an important wildlife corridor. Kiber and Chandratal sanctuary, it is an important wildlife corridor. Okay. Now, dominant flora and fauna, key species snow leopard, okay, as the ghost of the mountain. Why it is known as the ghost of the mountain? Ghost of the mountain, jehetu white in color, that is the reason it is considered the ghost of the mountain. If you see, if you go to the reserve forest of the central part of India, let's say Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, in Odisha also, you will find a tree, a particular tree, which the color is like white. Jemti apno eucalyptus ra dekhitebe, although that tree is not eucalyptus, but it's a white in color. So in moonlight, jethole Janho Rati jota am kohna, Janho Ratri, you will find that tree completely white. So that appears to be a ghost, right? So ghost tree bhi kaha jai. So similarly, a snow leopard is considered as the ghost of the mountain. Other wildlife: Tibetan wolf, Baharal blue sheep, Himalayan ibex, Kyang wild ass, Tibetan argali. Rare birds: rose finch, Tibetan raven, yellow-billed chogue. Okay, these are the rare birds. Ecosystem: the region is a high altitude trans-Himalayan biodiversity hotspot. Okay, trans-Himalayan biodiversity hotspot, this whole region. Sarap Chew Conservation. Let me ask you this question. How many biodiversity hotspots are there in India? You just answer in the comment section. How many biodiversity hotspots in India? Moving to the next. India's e-waste scenario. India's rising e-waste, the need to recast its management. E-waste refers to discarded electronic products. What is the meaning of e-waste? Electronic waste, discarding the electronic products. What are those products? Mobile phones, laptop, TV that contain toxic and precious metals. India generated, if you see, there are questions asked in Civil Services exam related to e-waste, both in prelims as well as the mains. So be careful. So India generates something around 17.78 lakh metric tons of e-waste in 23-24 as against 7.08 lakh metric tons in 2017-18. That is an increase of 151% of in the last 6 years. Increase of 151% in the last 6 years. Global position. India, along with China, US, Japan, Germany, is among the top 5 countries of e-waste producers. So China, India, along with the China, US, Japan, Germany, is among the top 5 countries of e-waste producers. Now, coming to this e-waste management rules 2022. E-waste management rules. It makes extended producer responsibility mandatory for manufacturers to ensure safe disposal and recycling. Let me repeat this. It can be asked in your prelims as a statement-based question. E-waste management rules 2022 says makes extended producer responsibility. What is the meaning of that? The meaning is the disposal of those products or safe disposal of the products, the responsibility has been given to the manufacturer or the producer. The producer will recycle that. The producer will dispose that product. Suppose a mobile company is producing a cell phone or mobile phone. Now it's the duty of that company to dispose this phone. So it's a complete chain system. Suppose you have a mobile phone and which is an old one, so you want to exchange it. So when you exchange that phone and you got the new phone and the older phone, through the channel of shop or something, it will go to that particular manufacturer. Okay, if that will be sold to another person and that person will use the second hand or refurbish phone, that is fine. Again, if that person wants to sell it, so ultimately it goes to the producer or the manufacturer of that cell phone, and they will start disposing those phones. And if you sell it to the kabadiwala, they will also purchase it and they will give it to their master or the boss, and finally that will go to the producer. So this is what the process is all about. Extended producer responsibility, mandatory for manufacturers to ensure safe disposal and recycling. EPR certificate system. Producers are required to purchase certificates which they get from authorized recyclers. Okay, this is what is the meaning of that. Now, point is how this producer will dispose it. So, producer will have a particular tie-up with those industries, those who do recycling things. So, they generally provide those cell phones for the recycling and they get a certificate that this much amount of phone they have recycled. Yani ki setiki amount of phone samane kon korchundi recycle corrigen through that particular unit, that recycling unit. It could be a separate unit and this industry has to outsource that work. Okay. Digital tracking. A centralized portal has been launched to monitor the movement and certification of e-waste. Okay. Digital tracking. So every product will have an ID and through that the tracking will be made. Public awareness campaign. Users are being educated about safe disposal practices and take back policies. Okay, safe disposal practices and take back policies. EPR floor pricing, a minimum guaranteed price is being put in place to ensure fair remuneration for recyclers. So the industry who is actually or that is recycling those whole digital products or digital devices, they will get something what? Remuneration. This ensures price predictability and encourages formalization, thereby avoiding market collapse and reduced investment. So if they will not give any kind of money or remuneration, why they will go for this recycling? Right? So that is the genuine question. So we need to pay them a decent amount of money so that they will recycle it, so that there will be no such market collapse or something. This is in line with the global best practices such as high extended producer responsibility fees for producers in Europe. So this is a global practice that is also being done in India. India re bhi kara jauchi, global level re bhi chalichi. Okay. Challenges in e-waste collection. Dominance of informal sector. 90% of the e-waste is handled by unregistered recyclers who lack safety standards. Okay. Kabaddi wala ko bikile, tanko dodu ki kini nahi gala. And that industry kinla, that industry itself is a recycler. So they are not organized one. They do not follow those proper safety standards. So that is the matter of concern in the first place. Second place, low consumer awareness. Lack of awareness about the safe disposal practices and take back policies. Weak enforcement mechanism. Regulatory bodies find it difficult to monitor informal and cash-based operations. Okay. So these are few challenges you can highlight. Moving to the next, PSLV to launch all-weather imaging satellite on May 18, all about ISRO's workhorse. On May 18, India will launch its Earth observation satellite, यानी कि observe the Earth, EOS 09 RESAT 1B. Under this mission, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, will be used from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota. So it will be launched from Satish Dhawan Research Center, Space Center, through this PSLV. It weighs around 1710 kg and it's equipped with C-band synthetic aperture radar. It weighs around 1710 kg, equipped with C-band synthetic aperture radar. The radar provides high resolution imaging. You can just highlight this, high resolution imaging, even in the cloudy. So that is the reason this is known as all weather. You can see all weather imaging. Even if it is in cloudy condition, rainy condition, night time, the clear picture would be given to you. Okay. The satellite has 5 operational modes, giving it the capability to take detailed close-ups to wide area scan. The radar can detect objects as small as 1 meter, which is highly important for surveillance along the border. So now we are bit careful about, or not bit careful, more careful about this surveillance system with respect to our security because of this tension between the India and Pakistan. So application of EOS, first thing is national security, will help in monitoring borders and detecting intrusions. Since choto choto product ko identify kari paribo almost in 1 meter, then it will help us to identify those small elements if across the border something is happening or any such misuse of that border area. Agriculture will be used to crop monitoring and forestry survey. Disaster management will provide real-time data in flood and other emergencies. So it will be used for the disaster management as well, for the disaster response forces. Yala Glacier. Local glaciologists gather to pay tribute to dying glacier Yala of Nepal Himalayas. Let's see. Nepal's Yala Glacier has been declared dead by glaciologists. The glacier has shrunk rapidly due to climate change and rising temperature. It is the first Nepali glacier to be officially declared dead. So this is truth. The rise in average temperature of the earth is true. The rise due to rise in temperature, this melting of the glacier is also true, and this is one such example. The first Nepali glacier is what you call dying or simply dead. That means it's a melt hegala. So once these are the ice caps. Glacier is what? Ice caps. Once it melted, then the glacier is dead. Okay. Important information about Yala Glacier. Langtang National Park, Nepal. It is the location. Langtang National Park, Nepal. Altitude 5,000 meter above sea level. Type small plateau glacier, used for glaciological studies and mountaineering training. Okay. Size, it has shrunk by 66% since the 1970s and repeated 784 meters. It is expected to disappear completely by 2040. 2040 ସୁଦ୍ଧା ଆଉ କିଛି ରହିବ ନାହିଁ. Lemthang Glacier, Bhutan, disappeared in 2017. Another Lemthang Glacier, Bhutan, disappeared in 2017 due to a glacial lake outburst flood. Glacial lake outburst flood. OK Glacier, Iceland, 2019, first glacier in the world to be declared dead. Fiesole Glacier, Switzerland, 2019, has lost more than 80% of its volume since 2006. Ayoloco Glacier, Mexico, 2021. Basodino Glacier, Switzerland, 2021. So these are the recent occurrence. If you see the last, within last 10 years, 8 to 10 years, you will see this much of glacier have been dying. Okay. So that means the threat is to those island countries, those who are about to submerge because of the rise in the sea level. This is what the truth. Okay, so today is 15th of May, as we know, and this is the last day of this offer Great Knowledge Festival sale regarding the foundation batch Aram. If you have not decided, take the decision today itself. And if you want to join, you can join this. And let me tell you the features of this particular course. 1100 hours of live classes would be given to you. One-to-one mentorship support, module-wise test, prelims and mains, complete prelims test series, daily mains question, daily current affairs PPT would be given to you, weekly current affairs, monthly state-wise current affairs, monthly current affairs magazine will be given to you, MCQs, daily classes PPT, topic wise complete content, daily handwritten content. So जो माने online अछंती समाने भी देखंदु. If your friend is preparing, he or she wants to join, you can refer to them. कारण आज होची 15th या पर price increase हबो. Unnecessarily you have to pay more for the same course. So better to join today itself. Okay. Another thing, it has 2 years validity. Okay, 24 months validity will be there. You will get NCRT recorded courses as well. NCRT recorded classes gudiko apanku milibo. Live miss kale, you will get full recorded courses and 100% fee refund. This is something unique. 100% fee refund. What is the meaning of this? After joining this course, in your first attempt, माने join कला परे जो प्रथम attempt आपण देबे, if you clear the prelims, then the fee will be refunded. 100% fee refund would be there. Okay, आपण join करि परिबे. Now coming to one-liner current affairs. Change in the date of Ayurveda Day. The government of India has now officially declared 23 September as the Ayurveda Day. Ayurvedic Divasa, 23rd September. Okay. The decision has been taken by the Ministry of Ayush through a gazette notification. The decision has been taken by the Ministry of Ayush. So what is the full form of Ayush? Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy. Okay, Ayush. The day symbolizes philosophy of Ayurveda. The day symbolizes the philosophy of Ayurveda, which talks to balance between body, mind, and spirit. On this day, the sun is directly overhead at the equator, and day and night are of equal length on Earth. Okay, sun is directly overhead at the equator, and day and night are of equal length. Now, PMO, Prime Minister's Office through the years. Non-fiction book titled PMO, the Prime Minister's Office through years, authored by Himanshu Roy. It was released, so it has been written by Himanshu Roy. The book provides an in-depth study of the evolution, structure, and impact of the Prime Minister's Office in Indian governance. Okay, that means what is the role of the PMO? So, who has written it? Himanshu Roy. Publisher Rupa Publication. Right? The PMO began as the Prime Minister's Secretariat and gradually transferred into a decision-making center. So, PMO को बड़ी भावरे evolve करिछि. In recent past. So, in this book, it has been placed. Former Defense Secretary Ajay Kumar. Former Defense Secretary Ajay Kumar has been appointed as the new chairperson of the Union Public Service Commission, UPSC. The appointment was made through an order issued by the Union Personnel Ministry on May 13, 2025 with the approval of the President Draupadi Murmu. The appointment comes after the tenure of Priti Sudan ended on 29th April. Okay, Priti Sudan, her tenure is about to complete in 29th April. Now the new secretary is Ajay Kumar. Ajay Kumar is a retired IAS officer of 1985 batch of Kerala cadre. 3 nanometer Chief Design Center inaugurated. Nanometer Chief Design inaugurated. Union Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnav on Tuesday inaugurated India's first 3 nanometer Chief Design Centers in Noida and Bengaluru. India's first 3 nanometer Chief Design Center. Nanometer Chip Design Center, जोटा कि अपन को semiconductor, what we call microchip. Earlier, 7 nm and 5 nm nanometer chips were worked on, but designing 3 nm chips represent a new technological frontier. India's semiconductor strategy is detailed and holistic, covering design, manufacturing, assembly, testing, making, packaging, among other important aspects. So, India, for this microchips or for the semiconductor, we are completely depending on the China and other such Southeast Asian countries. So now, to achieve that self-reliance or self-sufficiency, India is trying to have its own manufacturing units of semiconductor so that the dependency on other countries will decrease, and specifically dependency on the China. Okay, so it could be a self-reliant country as far as semiconductor units are concerned. Next, Operation Kalar. Operation Kalar is a counter-terrorism operation launched by Indian Army on 13th May 2025 in the Kalar forest area of Sofian district of Jammu and Kashmir. So just after the Operation Sindoor, this Kalar forest area of Sofian district of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. The operation was launched with the aim of neutralizing the terrorists involved in the terror attack in Pahalgaon on 22nd April 2025, in which 26 tourists were killed. Objective is what? To neutralize Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists who were taking shelter in the Kalar area. Lashkar-e-Taiba LET taking shelter in the Kalar area. The operation was led by Rashtriya Rifles units with assistance from Jammu and Kashmir Police and CRPF. Okay. Odisha news. Jal Jaladhara scheme, या Jaladhara scheme you can say, was initiated by the Odisha government in 2007, provides safe and sustainable drinking water to rural population. It marked a strategic shift from reliance on hand pump tube wells to piped water supply. I think you must have seen in the rural area earlier we had hand pump tube wells by the bore wells. Okay, now every household would have piped water supply system. The scheme targeted the completion of 1,000 piped water supply projects within the financial year, focusing on habitations with population exceeding 100. Okay, so habitations or village area or a particular area where 100 people are staying, at least this should get at least one what you call the piped water supply. By mid 2007, 1153 out of the proposed 1797 projects were completed, with additional project under the construction. The initiative included construction of overhead reservoir to ensure uninterrupted water supply and improved service delivery to rural areas. With an allocation of 294 crore, the scheme aims to 381 habitations, enhancing access to safe and drinking water. The Jaldhara scheme represents a significant effort by the Odisha government to improve rural water infrastructure and public health outcomes. Okay. So remember this thing, Jaldhara is to provide safe drinking water through piped connection or piped water supply, what we call. Okay. Appointments to OPSC, new members have been joined, OPSC and Odisha Staff Selection Commission. 2025, Odisha government appointed new members to strengthen the functioning of the two premier recruitment agency, OPSC and OSSC. The OPSC, Mihir Prasad Misra, the principal of Samanta Chandrasekhar Autonomous College, Puri, and Uday Narayan Das, director of census operation. Both these persons were appointed. These appointments bring educational and administrative experiences to commission, aligning with its role in conducting competitive exam and advising the state and service matter. For the Odisha Staff Selection Commission, OSSC, Sudhakar Bargi, a former bureaucrat, and Shruti Das, English professor at Barampur University, were also part of this member. Okay. The OSSC appoints reflects a focus on combining bureaucratic and academic insight to streamline Group B and C recruitments. These appointments are expected to improve operational efficiency, transparency, and fairness. The move underlines the state's intent to bolster human capital management by enhancing the institutional strength of recruitment bodies. Odisha CM plays rupees 10,000 crore investment in the Mayurbhanj. So a significant 10,000 crore investment aimed at boosting industrial development in the Mayurbhanj district. Okay. Mayurbhanj district. During the event in Bishnoi, CM Majhi also inaugurated and laid foundation stones for the development of project totaling 420 crore, including 133 completed and 52 new projects. This encompass areas such as this drinking water, education, healthcare, roads, tribal cultural infrastructure. Okay. Earlier in April, CM Majhi had introduced 10 industrial projects across the sectors like steel, green hydrogen, automobile parts worth of 7,000 crore and projected to employ over 5,125 people directly. Okay. Let me tell you, Mayurbhanj kahinki important or Mayurbhanj re kahinki industrialization hoji. The location of Mayurbhanj itself very close to that region, joti ki apankara natural resources enough hochi. Okay, you will find enough natural resources. If you see the Chotanagpur Plateau division, kichi northern Odisha re achi, किछि आपनकर बॉर्डरिंग छत्तीसगढ़ रे अछि, किछि आपनकर झारखंड रे अछि. So these area supplying the raw materials to the industries, those will be established in the Mayurbhanj. Number one. Number two, if possible, they can get the electricity supply also from the Hirakud dam. Okay. And from the Mayurbhanj, they can connect to the port route for the export of those products, either Bhadrak, Dhamra, or they can come to the Paradip division through the road or railway connectivity. So that is the reason why this Mayurbhanj would be the hub of industries, and the government is targeting 10,000 crore investment for the Mayurbhanj development, or to invest in the Mayurbhanj district. Okay. The state government's 36 for 36 initiative aims for holistic development by 2036 through targeted efforts in education, health, industry and infrastructure. Additionally, financial and was distributed at the event of beneficiaries, including support for women's health groups. Acha, let me tell you, this year they have asked one question related to mains regarding the Odisha industrialization. Okay. Similar kind of question they can ask in next year as well. Location of industries or industrialization, or similar kind of question they can ask related to industry. So be careful. Location of industry hi par ki why or what are the areas are considered as the industrial hub in Odisha. What are those industries? Koko industries gudiko achi. Why a particular place is considered as industrial hub? All those dimensions you have to cover. Okay. Address water scarcity in Odisha with top priority, Chief Secretary. Okay. Odisha Chief Secretary Manoj Ahuja has underscored the urgent need to address water scarcity across the state, particularly in district affected heat waves. In a high-level review meeting with departmental secretaries, Ahuja directed officials to monitor water kiosk, especially in Bhubaneswar, to promptly respond to water-related complaints highlighted in media. Combat water scarcity, the Odisha government has launched several initiatives. So, what are those initiatives? The first one is the Chhata scheme. Chhata scheme, okay, aims to implement rooftop rainwater harvesting system. Rooftop rainwater harvesting system in private and government building across urban local bodies and water stressed blocks, enhancing groundwater recharge. Okay, so this is Chhata scheme. Similarly, artificial recharge of underground aquifer, or ORUA what we call. That means to recharge the groundwater. Mukhyamantri Adibandha Tiyari Yojana involves constructing check dams in small streams and nalas to conserve water for domestic use and irrigation. Adibandha scheme. Similarly, we have canal lining and system rehabilitation program enhances water use efficiency in irrigation by lining canals, thereby improving water availability in tail end command areas. Lining canals means those canals which are connecting different region or different agricultural area. Okay. Khali canal kale hoboni, you need water as well. Kana sukhila canal ti construct kari lavo ko. So line canal, you need to have this adequate water supply through the canal so that it will benefit to the agricultural work. Let's come to the MCQ. Okay, let me announce another program. Same foundation course jota arambha thila, that is English and Hindi bilingual. Paripurna batch bhi achi English and Odia. Yuji bilingual. Tenu dita alga alga batch. Jodi English Hindi chahunchandi, you can go to the Aram. Jodi English Odia chahunchandi, you can join in Paripurna batch. Okay, Paripurna batch re bhi semti achi. Notes, every detail would be there. One thing is, इठी अपन को 23 plus test series अपन को मिलेगा. That means Abhyas batch is free with the Paripurna batch. Okay, and in Abhyas batch 23 plus test series, it's targeting July 2025 prelims. July re jo haba ko jauchi seta ko ame target koruche. Individually you can purchase or you can simply get through the Paripurna. This batch is starting from 25th. This batch is starting from today, 15th. Okay. Now, MCQ. Let's start. In May 2025, the Kingdom of Denmark will assume chairmanship of the Arctic Council as well as the chairmanship of the Sustainable Development Working Group for the period of 25-27 for the next 2 years. Arctic Council is an intergovernmental forum formed through the Ottawa Declaration in 1976. Okay, please answer. Answer would be A. This is 1996 instead of 76. Okay, so answer is A, only one. Next. Sarapchu Conservation Reserve is an important protected area located in Spiti Valley, Himachal Pradesh, notified under Section 36A(1) of the Wildlife Protection Act. Its main objective is to protect the snow leopard, other Himalayan fauna, as well as preserve important wildlife corridors. Answer would be both. C. Okay. C. Both the statements are correct. Next, India generated 17.78 lakh metric tons of e-waste in 23-24, up from 7.08 lakh metric tons in 17-18. That is an increase in 151% in the last 6 years. If you see the global status, India among the top 3 countries of e-waste producer after China and the US. This statement is correct and this statement is incorrect. India is among the top 5 countries. Okay, because US is the China is the first, then US, then Japan, then Germany, and then India. Okay, so answer would be A, only one. Next, Nepal's Yala Glacier has been declared dead by glaciologists. Second, the glacier has shrunk rapidly due to climate change and rising temperature. Okay, Nepal's Yala Glacier. Answer is what? Answer, I think C. Both the statements are correct. Okay. The government of India has now officially declared September 21st as the Ayurveda Day. The day symbolizes the philosophy of Ayurveda, which talks about balance between body, mind, and spirit. Not 21st September, it's 23rd. Okay, 23rd. So answer is B. Okay, only 2. Primary objective of Odisha Jatadhari scheme is to provide piped drinking water connection to households without coverage. UG C hochi apanଙ୍କର answer. Provide piped drinking water connection to every household. Okay. C. Which of the following pairs regarding recent appointment? Shruti Das, member OPSC, Uday Narayan Das. So correctly match jadi achi, ye hochi wrong, ye hochi correct. Ye wrong, ye wrong. Shruti Das OSSC, okay. Uday Narayan Das OPSC, Mihir Prasad member, correct hochi. Sudhakar Bargi OSSC. Okay. So C is again the answer. Okay, these are the 2 questions. India is among the top e-waste generator globally. yet a significant portion remains untreated. Discuss the challenges in EU waste management in India, suggest measures to enhance its effectiveness. Discuss the significance of the Arctic Council in global geopolitics, environmental governance. Evaluate India's engagement with the Council and its strategic interest in the Arctic region. ଏ ଦୁଇଟା ଆନ୍ସରକୁ ଲେଖିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବେ. ଆଇ ହାଭ୍ ପ୍ଲାନ୍ଡ ଯଦି ଆପଣମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଆନ୍ସର ଲେଖିକି ଦିଅନ୍ତି ତ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଆନ୍ସରକୁ ଆମେ डिस्प्ले କରିପାରିବା ଯଦି ଆପଣ ସଜେଷ୍ଟ କରିବେ that also we can do. Also I won't reveal the name कि identification ହବ ନାହିଁ, ନା reveal ହବନି, but I can display the best answer, right? And so that we'll have kind of ଗୋଟେ confidence, କାରଣ ଯିଏ ଲେଖିଥିବ ସେ ତ ଜାଣିପାରିବ ହଁ ମୁଁ ଆନ୍ସର ଲେଖିଛି ତ ଠିକ ଅଛି. So in a way we can start that practice if you suggest. So without your consent, I can't do that. Okay. So Kalira question dekhantu, discuss the role and challenges of Odisha Human Rights Commission in safeguarding human rights in the state. Suggest measures for strengthening its institutional efficiency. Okay. Okay. Discuss the challenges faced by particularly vulnerable tribal groups in India with a focus on the Donguri Akon community. How can development initiative can be aligned with the protection of the rights and culture? Fine. So these are the few points. Odisha Human Rights Commission, safeguarding human rights, investigating authority, right? Policy recommendation to the government for the, suppose OHRC or Human Rights Commission recommends government for the development of the prisoners, rights of the prisoners. Public awareness initiative, okay. Measures to strengthen OHRC institutional efficiency, enhanced autonomy, adequate funding and staffing, legal empowerment, public education campaigns, capacity building, technological advancement, collaboration with civil society, okay. So these are few points you can highlight. Similarly, PVTZ community, जो second question थला, cultural and land right threats, health and nutritional issue, foods insecurity, agricultural disruption, educational barrier, inadequate infrastructure, and these are the measures: community-centric development, revitalization of indigenous agriculture, culturally relevant education, improved healthcare access, empowerment, rights awareness, infrastructure development. So these are the points. Smarak, yes, that is one initiative we can do. One essay in every week, at least one essay that we can do. Good suggestion. Fine. In Saturday, in the last session of every week, I will provide one essay topic, and in Monday I will discuss that broad parameter, broad dimension of that essay. Okay, that also we can start. Smita, Susmita, difference between OHSRC and NHRC. See, I mean, if you see, there is a structural difference. The members in the State Human Rights Commission and the number of members in the National Human Rights Commission, there is a structural difference. If you see the what we call mandates, the difference in the mandates, that is almost same. Okay, if you see the difference of mandates, that is almost same, but structurally they are different in terms of let's say in NHRC, you will find the head of the NHRC is from the Supreme Court, retired Supreme Court Justice. Here you will find retired Justice of High Court. Okay, I mean these fundamental changes, difference are there, but in terms of mandate or functioning, almost same. Okay, both work as a civil court, both are quasi-judicial body, both are statutory body, right? So similarity is there. Clear to everyone? And those who are watching this session first time, thank you Muduli for your kind words. Those who are watching this session first time, let me tell you, every day from Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. we discuss this. This current affairs session we have. So if you want to join, you can join us. And this is only exclusively for the OPSC OCS exam, or you can say your civil service exam, not for other exams. Okay. Functional difference. Okay, let me do one thing. In the next class, I will make a difference chart or list of difference between the NHRC and OHRC, so that you will have that answer. Okay, I will provide in that PDF and I will explain here. I will provide you that PDF as well, so that you can maintain that notes. Fine. So, okay. So, Foundation RM batch, I have already told you. So, if you want to join, today is the last day. So, use code JNLIFE to get the maximum discount. As I have already told you, different features are there. It's very easy to join. You just go to our website or application, download the application. There you will get the access of it. Okay, there you will get the access of it, and by using the code, you get the discount. And this is something you can think of, 100% fee refund. In the first attempt itself, if you clear the prelims, you will get the money back. Similarly, we have Paripurna batch. This is also starting from today. Abhyas batch starting from the 25th. We have optionals also, sociology, geography, home science. Okay. This is my Telegram channel. You can join here and get the PDF of this session, or any such PDF of YouTube sessions you can get here, or all those materials which have been there in YouTube or YouTube classes. Those materials you will find in this Telegram channel. Facebook and Insta also you can join. You can ask me your query or any doubt. Okay. And let me tell you how to join this course as well. So you simply go for this website, StudyIQ, and there you go to, here is the State PSC Live Explore courses, and here you will find Odisha PSC. Just click here, and here you can do the buy now, and you enter your mobile number and you will get the OTP. Once OTP will be there, then you can enter your OTP. OTP apna debe. So again, sign in. Now you just have to click here. 2 offers available. Go to that, and here you just write JNLIFE and make apply. So you'll get the discounted amount. Then you can go for this buy now. Okay. Super easy to join. If you want to join, they can do that. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow on the same time, and we'll continue our discussion. And keep sharing this video, because I think there are a lot of students, those who are not aware about our session, so they are not watching this. Some or other way they are, getting this link or something. So they are asking me, sir, ye kebe to start halani, we do not aware about, or we are not aware about it. So keep sharing and subscribe our channel.